Deep in the heart of California, a mystery sleeps. This enigma lives and breathes within the walls of the Winchester Mystery House. This sprawling mansion is a labyrinth of secrets. Its twisting corridors hold whispers of tragedy and madness. Staircases rise to meet blank ceilings, doors open to sheer drops or brick walls. Why would anyone build such a place? The answer is a name whispered in fear and fascination. Sarah Winchester. Step inside if you dare. To understand the house, we must understand the woman. Sarah Winchester was born into privilege, the wife of William Wirt Winchester. Their fortune came from the Winchester rifle. But for every bullet fired, Sarah Winchester felt a growing unease. Seeking solace, Sarah turned to the spiritualism movement sweeping the nation. The medium offered a single ray of hope: build a house that never ends, a labyrinth to confuse the spirits. Construction began in 1884 and never truly ceased. For 38 years, the Winchester house grew ever stranger. Doorways led to nowhere, windows offered no view but more walls. Some whisper that Sarah Winchester herself designed these oddities. Whatever the reason, the Winchester Mystery House stands as a monument to obsession. But if that was Sarah's goal, did she succeed? The answer remains shrouded in shadow. Sarah Winchester was born into immense wealth, her name forever linked to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. The Winchester rifle brought the family fortune but also cast a long, inescapable shadow. Sarah found little comfort in their wealth. The contrast between her gentle nature and the deadly efficiency of the Winchester rifle weighed heavily on her soul. The seeds of sorrow were sown early, and the harvest would be a lifetime of grief. Sarah and William's marriage was a loving one, but their happiness was marred by a devastating loss. Their only child, Annie Pardee Winchester, succumbed to a rare childhood illness. This tragedy struck Sarah to her core, throwing her into a deep depression. Years later, William died from tuberculosis. Now, utterly alone, the full weight of the Winchester fortune fell upon Sarah's shoulders. Grief-stricken and vulnerable, Sarah sought answers in the burgeoning spiritualist movement. Little did she know that her search for comfort would lead her down a path far stranger and more terrifying than she could have imagined. Drawn deeper into the world of spiritualism, Sarah Winchester consulted with a medium reputed to have a true connection to the other side. The medium proclaimed the Winchester family was cursed. The spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles were restless, their anger directed at the family. Sarah was told she was a target. The only way to appease the spirits was to build a house that never ended, a labyrinth to confuse and trap the vengeful spirits. Whether Sarah truly believed the medium's pronouncements or clung to this directive as a lifeline in her grief-stricken state is a matter of debate. What is undeniable is that the séance marked a turning point. Fueled by the medium's words and her own grief, Sarah Winchester purchased a sprawling property in San Jose, California. Sarah ordered round-the-clock work. Carpenters, masons, and artisans labored day and night, following Sarah's increasingly bizarre instructions. Rooms were built, then torn down and rebuilt again. The house, like a living organism, began to grow, not according to any architectural plan but at the whim of its enigmatic mistress. Word spread of the strange construction in San Jose. The legend of the Winchester house was beginning to take shape. The construction of the Winchester Mystery House was unlike any architectural endeavor in history. Day and night, the sounds of hammers, saws, and the scrape of shovels echoed across the property. Sarah Winchester, dressed in her customary black mourning attire, became a fixture at the construction site. The workers, bound by good wages and sworn to secrecy, learned to adapt to their employers' eccentricities. The Winchester house became a place of constant flux, a testament to an obsession that defied logic or reason. The legend of the Winchester Mystery House and its haunted mistress began to take root. While Sarah Winchester oversaw every detail of the construction, rumors circulated that she was not alone in her design choices. The mansion, many believed, was being shaped by unseen hands, guided by the very spirits she sought to appease. It was said that Sarah held nightly seances in the unfinished rooms of her labyrinthine home. Unexplained footsteps echoed in the corridors, tools went missing only to reappear in impossible locations. The stories persisted, weaving themselves into the growing legend of the Winchester Mystery House. As the years turned into decades, the Winchester Mystery House grew increasingly labyrinthine. Its sprawling structure encompassed over 160 rooms, connected by a dizzying array of hallways, staircases, and hidden passages. Doors opened to blank walls, staircases rose only to meet ceilings, and windows offered no view of the outside world. Some rooms were built with no apparent purpose, furnished with lavish furnishings or left completely bare. The Winchester Mystery House became a physical manifestation of Sarah's tormented psyche, a three-dimensional representation of her grief, her guilt, and her desperate attempts to find solace. The Winchester Mystery House became a magnet for curiosity seekers and those eager to catch a glimpse of the supernatural. Visitors whispered of cold spots, unexplained drafts, and the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Some claimed to have heard disembodied voices, the mournful cries of children, or the sharp crack of a rifle shot echoing through the empty hallways. Objects were said to move on their own, doors slammed shut without explanation. Whether these stories were true or simply the product of suggestion, they added to the mystique of the Winchester Mystery House. Sarah Winchester died in 1922 at the age of 82. Her passing, however, did little to quiet the whispers surrounding her enigmatic creation. The Winchester Mystery House, no longer under her constant construction, stood as a testament to her eccentricities and the chilling legend that had sprung up around her. Today, the Winchester Mystery House is a popular tourist destination, drawing thousands of visitors each year eager to experience its strange architecture and unsettling atmosphere. Guided tours lead visitors through its twisting corridors, recounting the stories of Sarah Winchester and the spirits said to haunt its halls. And while the debate over whether the Winchester Mystery House is truly haunted continues, one thing remains certain: the house has a strange power to captivate the imagination. The Winchester Mystery House isn't merely eccentric, it's a physical manifestation of anxiety. Imagine stepping through its doors expecting a grand foyer. Instead, you're met with a cramped space, the ceiling so low you could brush it with your hand. Hallways twist back on themselves, some barely wide enough for a single person. Windows, often ornate and beautiful, provide glimpses not to the outside but into other rooms, furthering the sense of claustrophobia. This wasn't a home designed for comfort or practicality. Perhaps the most iconic features of the Winchester Mystery House are its staircases. They ascend gracefully, promising escape, only to end abruptly at a wall or ceiling. Doors are equally deceptive. Some, beautifully crafted from exotic woods, open to brick walls or sheer drops. The house is filled with false fronts and dead ends, a testament to the lengths Sarah Winchester was willing to go to in her desperate attempt to outwit the supernatural. It's said she even had the floor plan changed daily, ensuring that even those who lived and worked there could never truly learn its secrets. Modern architects and psychologists have offered various explanations for the Winchester Mystery House's bizarre design. Some argue that Sarah Winchester, driven to madness by grief, was simply indulging in architectural whims, her sanity slowly unraveling with each passing year. Others suggest a more calculated approach. They point to Sarah's fascination with numerology and her belief that certain numbers held spiritual significance. The number 13, for example, appears repeatedly throughout the house, in the number of steps on staircases, the number of windows in a room, even the number of hooks on a wall. It's possible, these theorists argue, that Sarah Winchester wasn't mad at all, but instead communicating in a language only the spirits could understand. The house, with its seemingly nonsensical design, might be a message, a plea for peace, or perhaps a complex trap designed to bind the spirits to her will. Regardless of the reason behind its creation, the Winchester Mystery House stands as a testament to the power of fear and the lengths to which people will go to escape it. Sarah Winchester, trapped in her own personal nightmare, built a monument to her anxiety, a physical manifestation of the ghosts that haunted her waking hours. Ironically, the very house she built to confuse and trap the spirits may have also served to trap her. Surrounded by its twisting corridors, its dead ends, and its constant reminders of her grief, Sarah Winchester lived out her days in a self-imposed prison of her own making. The Winchester Mystery House, then, becomes both a warning and a tragedy. A warning against the dangers of unchecked fear and the seductive power of the supernatural, and a tragedy of a woman consumed by her own grief, forever seeking solace in a labyrinth of her own creation, a prisoner in her own haunted house. The Winchester Mystery House doesn't just look haunted, it feels haunted. Visitors often report a sudden chill, a localized drop in temperature that has no explanation in the California sun. These cold spots are said to be strongest in specific rooms, particularly those associated with Sarah Winchester's nightly seances, or those left abruptly unfinished as if frozen in time. Along with the cold, there are inexplicable drafts. Windows are sealed shut, doors bolted tight, yet a faint breeze might brush past your face, carrying with it the scent of Sarah's favorite rose perfume or, more ominously, the metallic tang of gunpowder. Skeptics argue that these phenomena are easily explained. Old buildings are drafty, and temperature fluctuations are common. But those who've experienced these chills firsthand claim they're different, more intense, as if an unseen presence has drawn close, its icy breath a warning, or perhaps a ghostly embrace. Silence is a rare commodity within the Winchester Mystery House. Even during the day, when tourists crowd the hallways, there are sounds that defy explanation. The most common is the sound of hammering, distant at first, then growing closer, as if the house's unseen builders are still hard at work. This phantom construction crew seems to favor the dead of night. Security guards and caretakers have reported hearing the distinct sounds of sawing, the scrape of shovels, and the heavy thud of mallets long after the last visitor has left. Some claim to have seen lights flickering in the upper floors, as if someone is moving from room to room, carrying a lantern or candle. No evidence of construction or repair work has ever been found to explain these nighttime sounds. The tools remain untouched, the building materials undisturbed. Is it possible that Sarah Winchester's builders, bound to the house in death as they were in life, are still carrying out her bizarre instructions, trapped in an endless cycle of construction and deconstruction? The Winchester Mystery House is a labyrinth of shadows, and within those shadows, many claim to have seen the impossible. Ghostly figures, their features obscured by the gloom, have been glimpsed at the end of hallways or reflected in the house's many mirrors. Some apparitions are more distinct. A man in a bowler hat, believed to be the ghost of William Winchester, has been seen in the study, his face etched with sadness as he gazes out the window. A young woman in a white dress, thought to be Sarah's daughter Annie, has been spotted in the nursery, her laughter echoing through the empty rooms. Perhaps the most chilling apparition is that of Sarah Winchester herself. Dressed in her black mourning attire, she has been seen wandering the hallways, a look of worry etched on her face as if still searching for a way to appease the spirits she believed were closing in. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's an undeniable energy to the Winchester Mystery House. It's a place where the veil between the living and the dead seems thin, where the past and present blur, and where the impossible seems not just possible but almost expected. Some visitors leave the house feeling exhilarated, their imaginations fired by the stories they've heard and the strange energy they've experienced. Others leave feeling unsettled, as if they've brushed up against something ancient and unknowable, something best left undisturbed. The Winchester Mystery House, with its bizarre architecture, its tragic history, and its persistent reports of paranormal activity, remains one of the most compelling haunted locations in the world. It's a place where logic and reason collide with the unexplained, leaving visitors to grapple with their own beliefs and to question the very nature of reality itself. Before we delve into the spirit world, we must consider the power of the human mind. The Winchester Mystery House, with its eerie reputation, primes our senses to perceive the ordinary as extraordinary. Stories and whispers heighten our awareness, leading to misinterpretations. A draft becomes a phantom touch, a creak, a spirit's footsteps. Our imaginations fuel the phenomena we witness. Beyond suggestion, there's a more concrete scientific explanation for some of the unsettling sensations reported at the Winchester Mystery House. Infrasound. Infrasound refers to sound waves below the range of human hearing, typically below 20 Hz. While we can't consciously hear these frequencies, our bodies still react to them, often with feelings of unease, anxiety, or even dread. The Winchester Mystery House, with its odd angles, long corridors, and numerous windows, could act as a giant resonance chamber for infrasound. Wind flowing through the structure or even traffic vibrations from the nearby freeway could create these low-frequency waves, unnoticeable to the ear but palpable to the body. This unseen sonic landscape could explain why some visitors report feeling dizzy, nauseous, or inexplicably anxious within the house. The cold spots, too, could be linked to infrasound, as these waves can create localized pockets of cold air. What feels like the presence of a spirit might be nothing more than our bodies reacting to these subtle, yet powerful, vibrations. Section 3. Victorian Spiritualism, a Culture of Contact. To understand the Winchester Mystery House, we must consider the historical context in which it was built. The Victorian era saw a resurgence of interest in the occult, fueled by a desire to connect with the dead. Spiritualism offered comfort to those grappling with loss, especially after the Civil War. Sarah Winchester, having lost her daughter and husband, sought solace in this movement. Belief in the supernatural was woven into the fabric of society. Sarah Winchester's belief in vengeful spirits was not out of step with the cultural attitudes of the time. The Winchester Mystery House isn't just a place where you might encounter the supernatural. It's a place designed to disorient and confuse the senses. Sarah Winchester believed that confusing spirits would trap them. She created an environment that plays tricks on the living. The house's layout is notoriously labyrinthine, filled with dead ends and stairways to nowhere. This constant disorientation can lead to dizziness and nausea. The house also plays with light and shadow. Windows cast strange shadows that shift throughout the day. This manipulation of light can create optical illusions. The house amplifies our fears and blurs the line between perception and reality. The Winchester Mystery House remains an enigma, a puzzle box of architectural oddities and unsettling tales. Was Sarah Winchester haunted by spirits, or was she a grieving widow seeking solace in spiritualism? The house, with its twisting corridors, seems engineered to play tricks on the senses. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between, blending the paranormal and psychological. What is undeniable is the profound effect the Winchester Mystery House has on those who visit. It's a place where the veil between the living and the dead seems thin, where time bends in on itself, and where logic is constantly challenged. Whether you leave feeling exhilarated by the possibility of the supernatural or unsettled by the house's oppressive atmosphere, one thing is certain: you don't forget a visit to the Winchester Mystery House. The house, like a well-crafted ghost story, lingers in the mind long after you've left its confines. You find yourself questioning shadows, listening for unexplained sounds, wondering if the things you saw out of the corner of your eye were real or simply tricks of the light. And in those quiet moments of reflection, you might even find yourself understanding, if not condoning, Sarah Winchester's relentless pursuit of peace, her desperate attempt to outwit the darkness that haunted her steps. The Winchester Mystery House then becomes more than just a haunted house. It's a mirror reflecting our own beliefs, our fears, and our fascination with the unknown. It's a reminder that some questions have no easy answers, that reality is often stranger than fiction, and that the line between the living and the dead might be more permeable than we care to admit. So, as we leave the darkened hallways and step back into the California sunshine, we're left with a haunting question. What do you believe? Was the Winchester Mystery House truly built to appease vengeful spirits? Or is it a monument to grief, a testament to the lengths we'll go to outrun our own personal demons? The answer, like the house itself, remains a mystery, a puzzle box waiting to be unlocked by each new generation of visitors who dare to cross its threshold.